Where the herder once stood, besieged by uncertainty, he now guides a tide of prosperity. His herd, nourished and disease managed, moves with purpose towards pastures that have been renewed. And the rancher's smile now translates into a radiance of security earned. Neither is the resilience of the small-scale miller. Even the pastoral settlements feel the profound shifts. They are now mostly calm and filled with gratitude, deeply rooted in tangible change.
He really changed our lives.
Thank you, LPRES.
These ones have journeyed from vulnerability to strength. They represent the vibrant reality unfolding for pastoralists across communities in Kwara State. Their success are all tied to the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES. Whilst these transformations are the living proof of successful outcomes, they are also a harbinger of what is to come. And that is the story that begins now. Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, is a city where history still whispers from within ancient wells. Yet its future is being woven thread by thread into the fabric of daily life. Here, ambition rises high, unshaken by the wind of time. This is a trait seen as both a symbol of pride and a solid foundation of stability. And just as this city thrives on the energy of its people, so do the lands beyond the metropolis. Apparently, the same spirit driving commerce and resilience in Kwara State is also breathing new life into the livestock sector of the northern central states. Ga Tomato, a relatively quiet Fulani pastoral settlement, readily fits into the context of this narrative. This community is nested someplace where the savannah stretches far and wide within Idofian in a Felodun local government area of Kwara State. For years, Ga Tomato faced a major challenge, which is access to clean water for the farmers and their livestock. Pastoralists have had to trek for miles with their herd to find clean water wherever they could. The practice, which had come to affect the health of their livestock negatively, impacted productivity and was also the notable cause of conflict between the herders and farmers from neighboring communities.
Matsala mu da nan da ba mu da ruwa. Ruwan da mutane ma suke sha ya zama mana mai wuya. Balle shanunmu. Kaga muna son mu zauna wurin nan, amma dole za mu kori shanunmu in rani yayi mu tafi wani ɓangare saboda babu ruwan sha.
But the times are changing. Ga Tomato now finds itself surrounded by an abundance of quiet. And the major reason for that is this 40,000 litre steel water tank project fitted with a solar-powered borehole, cattle watering points, and throughs. All thanks to the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project in Kwara State, also known by the acronym Kwara LPRES.
Wato amma yanzu alhamdulillah Allah ya kawo mamu ruwa, gwamnati ya kawo mamu ruwa. Yanzu shanayenmu da suke daji yawancinsu mun dawo da su gida saboda albarkar wannan ruwa wanda aka kawo.
Amma da matsala ya samu duk yan uwanmu na gefe-gefe ba ruwa, kowa yana kuka. Amma da kuka bincike mu muka samu sa'an naku, kun bincike mu kun kawo mu ruwa mun ji daɗi. Shanunmu za su sha, mutanenmu za su sha, ba rigima ba komi. Muna shukan timatir, duka masu timatir suna fesa ma gonansu ruwa. Mun wadata mun ji daɗi, Allah ya saka muku da alheri.
Today, some of the pains of the past are all but distant memories for the Fulani pastoral settlers in Ga Tomato. That is because the gains made transcend mere quenching the thirst of the livestock. The projects have succeeded as a key component of crisis prevention and conflict mitigation. And with about 260 beneficiaries having 3,000 cattle alongside 1,400 sheep and goats in this cluster, there is absolutely no doubt that the water project has also had a positive multiplier effect on the local economy. That is at the center of the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, LPRES. The World Bank-assisted initiative with a 6-year operational time frame is focused on improving livestock productivity, resilience, and commercialization in selected value chains. With thriving pastoral communities and spread across Kwara State, Governor Abdurrahman Abdurrazak understands too well the imperatives for boosting productivity, building resilience, and importantly, creating wealth where it matters most.
We aim to ensure that our smallholder livestock farmers become commercially oriented so that they can respond to the growing demand for quality food from them, and also ensure that families have adequate supply of animal proteins and improved livelihood. For this reason, Kwara State government keyed into programs like the Special Agro-Processing Zone and the Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project that we're hereby flagging off today. Indeed, the LPRES objective is in line with our vision, uplifting the vulnerable, improving the activities of smallholder farmers, provide critical infrastructure for modern livestock production, and also mitigate against conflict between pastoralists and crop farmers.
For several decades, livestock development has been neglected. We have crop interventions, crop development, cassava projects, but we've never had a particular development program for livestock. So over the years, we've had low productivity of livestock. We've had incidences of clashes between pastoralists and crop farmers because we've been using archaic methods in livestock production.
Since taking off, Kwara LPRES has facilitated several comprehensive trainings on the economic, social, and ecological benefits of modern pastoral livelihood systems. These trainings have provided animal farmers with requisite information and practical knowledge of livestock mitigative strategies and development skills. Thousands of farmers and extension agents have benefited immensely and in batches from these capacity-building trainings. They primarily focus on key areas of livestock production, including small ruminants as well as feed and fodder production. With such level of investment in knowledge sharing and continued technical support by Kwara LPRES, more innovative and transformative projects have come to fruition. This means many more farmers and pastoral communities have ultimately become more resilient and prosperous.
With every capacity building, it's really to give them the information, updated information, so that they're able to help the farmers to improve their productivity.
Take the investment in clean water, for instance. By investing in water projects in communities across the south, central, and northern parts of the state, Kwara LPRES is invariably investing in the people, their livestock, and ultimately enhancing their livelihoods.
So kodo di pé nga si omi yìí àti kọ́kọ́ ní dáàmù before tipẹ́tipẹ́ dáàmù yẹn so ó ti wá dí nígbà tó wá dí ni màálù wà ń lọ Ọ̀yọ́ ń túká rí àǹfààní màálù kò gbé ládùúgbò mọ́ so nígbà tá rí ìjọba tó wá bá wa ṣe látọwọ́ àwọn alákàwà sí ìjọba tí wọ́n bá wa ṣe láti ẹ̀rùn yìí gbogbo màálù ti padà tí wàá mú mi ládùúgbò ẹ̀rùn yóò fún wa ní dààmú a ní ìrọ̀rùn púpọ̀.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq pẹ̀lú ìjọba tí wọ́n ń ṣe fún wa. Omi tó dáàmù tó wà ń bì nísàlẹ̀ ń bì a ní kí wọ́n bá wa kán dákun tuntun Ọlọ́run kán ṣàánú kán bá wa ṣe. Òun ló fa sábàbí eléyìí lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ tí à ń fi rí eléyìí lò. A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ wọn púpọ̀.
But in the days preceding the commencement of Kwara LPRES, the situation in some of the pastoral settlements could only be best described as dire. Imagine having to depend on a puddle of murky, algae-infested water for human and livestock consumption for years. At some point in time, that was indeed the true story of this community, the Ga-Belo Pastoral Settlement. Located in the Asa local government axis of Kwara State, Ga-Belo is a cluster comprising 6 Fulani communities. It has an estimated 25 households consisting of 5,000 beneficiaries. The farmers here have amongst them a total of 5,600 cattle and 2,000 sheep and goats. Today, they're enjoying the solution-based impact approach of Kwara LPRES. Courtesy of the initiative, Ga-Belo now has a reliable source of clean water for their cattle, a 40,000-litre steel water tank with a solar-powered borehole. The impact of Kwara LPRES is also evident in the provision of a beef feedlot for the cluster, and importantly, it has facilitated the cultivation of 1 hectare of land for pasture development.
But wàhálà tí wọ́n ṣe kí wọ́n tó lọ romi close to 10 kilometers, 11 kilometers, even olùmíràn 15 kilometers kó tó lọ dé ibi tí màálù rẹ̀ ó ti mú omi. But now, within 2 kilometers to 3 kilometers, wọ́n ti débi tí wọ́n ti mú omi. And then, wàhálà pé màálù wo kó lágbájá lẹ́ni, ó jókòó tàmàdó lọ́la kò sí yẹn because màálù ò lọ jìnnà mọ́ níbi tí wọ́n ti lọ rí omi kò jìnnà rárá. Òǹkùlé báyìí náà ni wọ́n jẹ wọ́n sì padà wálé wọ́n wàá mú mi kò sí ni pé wọ́n wọ oko lóko lọ tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ a lè lo 1 week ká má lọ sí police station.
The farmers are also building on the foundation laid by Kwara LPRES in promoting sustainable pasture production. They have adapted rather seamlessly to the napier grass, a high-quality forage often used for cuts and carry systems, recommended by Kwara LPRES to feed the cows and other smaller ruminants.
In fact, kí ni patch yẹn bí inú wa ṣe dùn tó pẹ̀lú kí ni yẹn mọ́ tí mo lè sọ nípa ẹ̀. So bó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí kí ni patch yẹn màálù wa like even one like ju kokoríko tí ó hù lẹ́lẹ̀ lọ. And then kí ni patch ṣe rí yẹn ó máa ń fún wọn ní milk tí màálù bá jẹ milk tó máa ń wà lára wọn ó máa ń pọ̀ ju tí wọ́n bá lọ jẹ kúkú lọ.
Hajiya Rukayat Aminu has a thriving ranch in the Sobi axis of Kwara State. She applies all of the lessons taught by Kwara LPRES on bull fattening techniques, and today she's happier for it.
Sometimes around last year, I came across about LPRES. So someone introduced me to them. And through them, I learned a lot about animals generally. Because the way that I'm thinking that they be is not the way that I thought, sir. But through that place, it make me to learn more about them. And I see much changes. They are the ones teaching me to fatten my animals, because always I used to release them to roam about. But as I fatten them, I gain a lot and see they are always healthier.
Hello, my name is Fulani Kudrat.
Kudrat is another ambassador of the success story of Kwara LPRES. She exemplifies astute dedication and enterprise in the program's value chain enhancement drive. She is one of hundreds of farmers trained in crop residue and production of silage using crushers. Enhancing the silage value chain offers immense benefits, including increased profitability for farmers, while animal health is guaranteed to improve. Farmers like Kudirat, keying into this value chain, are playing their part in efforts towards a sustainable and efficient animal feed system.
Upon coming back from training, I planted some pasture, I planted Napier, I planted Kajanos Kajal, I have Brachiaria, also I have and program various pasture. Then I have Glercidia also, which is a very good source of protein. Likewise, Kajanos Kajal is also a very good source of protein. So upon planting it, so within 3 months or 4 months, the pasture have grown very well. So I've been able to harvest the pasture. They taught us how to conserve this pasture also during the training in LPRES, how to conserve it as silage or hay. And also we were taught on how to use farm residue, fodder residue, in terms of the maize, the sorghum, that after we harvested it, if we crush it, if we treat it with urea, we can actually utilize this for our small and large ruminants.
Kwara LPRES is also boosting local economic growth by nurturing and empowering small-scale indigenous industries. Local enterprises like this one are fast rising across Kwara State. Under Kwara LPRES, the standard is to encourage trainees to set up shop after being empowered with business startup kits, including crushers and pellet machines for animal feed production. By optimizing each stage of the silage production process, from forage selection to storage and processing, farmers are producing high-quality animal feed. The result is better livestock performance and reduced cost of feed.
This is maize. Now we are going to bring in cassava chips now, or cassava peas, then soya beans and the likes. By the time it's mixed together, you will see a different thing entirely. And the better the raw material, the better the result. Before I met LPRES, it is very difficult to feed animals without open grazing. It's very difficult. But now I can feed my animal with less than 300 naira a day per animal.
Perhaps one of the biggest and most impactful interventions under the Kwara LPRES initiative so far is the overhauling of the veterinary clinic in Ilorin. This matters mostly because veterinary clinics ensure animal health, which is directly linked to productivity and food safety.
You are welcome to Veterinary Clinic and Diagnostic Center, Kwara State.
There is barely a relic of the once dilapidated structure. What now exists typifies what a state-owned animal health and zoonotic disease control center should ordinarily represent. That includes a well-equipped, functional laboratory for disease surveillance and an upgraded cold chain facility for vaccines. Thanks to Kwara LPRES, this veterinary clinic can now adequately provide disease prevention and control services as well as overall herd health management.
Unlike before that we need to go outside again, ask them to come back the next day for confirmatory diagnosis before treatment. But now our clients, they come and they sit down. We do the laboratory here without going out. This intervention has really increased our performance generally in terms of surveillance, disease surveillance, the zoonotic treatment of animal and human, in public health, even in agricultural development. It has really enhanced our performance.
And speaking of science, Kwara LPRES is blending the science of climate change to align with some subsisting traditional aspects of animal husbandry. Realizing that old habits don't die quickly, it has established 3 automatic weather stations in the state, one in each of the 3 senatorial districts, as early warning weather systems. The automatic weather stations provide real-time data on daily atmospheric conditions and are shared on mobile devices for the benefit of farmers. By monitoring temperature, rainfall, wind, and other factors, herders in Kwara State can optimize grazing patterns and also prepare for extreme weather events to reduce potential losses.
And the same thing is that the climate affects livestock. We don't know that. 1 degree change in temperature can actually kill a lot of animals or can reduce productivity. So what we did was that we partnered with NIMET and with the Michigan State University and procured and installed 3 automatic weather stations in strategic parts of the state. These stations beep data, temperature, humidity, different set of data every 2 minutes to a base, a server. Then it's now analyzed. Then from there we get information of the weather, the climate, so we can have early warning systems for our livestock. So if it's going to rain heavily in the next 4 days, you know what's going to have the effect on your animals. It's going to be very hot in the next 1 week. You prepare ahead of time because those things are very critical to productivity.
In Kwara South, traders here at the Karajase livestock market in Ajasepo, Irekmodun are witnesses to the improved infrastructure provided by Kwara LPRES. They are provided with a solar-powered water borehole with a tank. Most of their stalls were also reinforced with stanchions. These have in turn enhanced hygiene practices in the market, promoting better livestock management and ultimately creating an environment fit for business. About 2,000 traders comprising cattle, sheep, goats, and food vendors are benefiting from the intervention.
Àwọn nǹkan tí a ti dájú kọ pọ̀ kó tó di pé àwọn ìjọba náà rí wa. A ti dájú kọ ìyà omi, a ti dájú kọ òkùnkùn, a ti dájú kọ àwọn many people tó pọ̀ lọ́kànrin. À ń dúpẹ́ f'Ọlọ́run díẹ̀díẹ̀ báyìí fún àwọn ìṣòro yẹn ń bùkù.
Àti wọ́n ṣe ìrọ̀rùn fún wa. Àwọn tí wọn ò wábí tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n túbọ̀ ń wábí, ọjà gan tó wá kún sí i. Gbogbo ibikíbi náà ti wá nájà, kódà ń wá látẹ̀kù. Wọ́n wá ń kẹrin, wọ́n ń kó mọ̀ọ́dún, wọ́n ń kó lá gbogbo nǹkan, wọ́n ń kó oúnjẹ nígbà tí ìdẹ̀kùn dé bá wa yìí. Torí náà kó a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq.
Kwara LPRES has continued to invest efforts in hygiene and clean meat processing, even with private butchers and meat processors. For these components of the initiative, beneficiaries were trained on maintaining hygiene and cleanliness in meat processing. This is considered paramount for food safety, product quality, and public health. In this particular instance, the direct beneficiary of the training has become a trainer himself, transferring all he gleaned from the LPRES training to his staff.
Torí pé ọjọ́ tí wọ́n pè wá fún training, tí wọ́n fún wa ní training yẹn mú láti tún sọ fún àwọn ọmọọṣẹ́ mi pé báyìí ní ká ṣe, báyìí ní ká ṣe, báyìí ní ká ṣe. Ṣíṣe táwa ń ṣe yẹn lápèjúwe nísìn, ẹ rí ìgbà tẹ́ ń wo bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣiṣẹ́ hùn. Oníkálukú ló ní iṣẹ́ tiẹ̀, ẹni tí ó gbálẹ̀ ọ̀tọ̀, ẹni tí ó sun ẹran ọ̀tọ̀, ẹni tí ó du ẹran ọ̀tọ̀, ẹni tí ó gé ẹran ọ̀tọ̀, ẹni tí ó páàkì gbogbo wéṣì ọ̀tọ̀. Tẹ́ bá wo bí tẹ́ran yẹn wà gangan, ó yẹ ká máa rí eṣinṣin. Ẹ rí pé adlé lẹ́ẹ̀fì rí eṣinṣin níbí báyìí.
Bàtà àwọn lọ sí training lọ́ndà LPRES. So bàtà wọ́n dé tí wọ́n kọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ níbẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n dé wọ́n wá kọ́ àwa náà. Bá a ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ni pé a kàn du ẹran sílẹ̀ lásán, ẹ̀jẹ̀ ò mọ̀ sàn lọ bó ṣe wá tẹ́lẹ̀. But ní síbẹ̀ àtàn dé ọkọ̀ àgùntàn ká du ẹ̀jẹ̀ yẹn síbì kan, so a máa lọ dànù. Tẹ́lẹ̀ táyà la máa ń lò, but ní síbẹ̀ àlò táyà mọ́ kíní igi tá ń lò ní sí báyìí so torí ele natural one ní igi ele tí a fi ń ṣe ní sí báyìí.
Guided by the Nigerian Livestock Master Plan, one could therefore say the success of Kwara State L-PRES is a derivative of hard work, consistent efforts, and strategic planning. These seamlessly simple interventions have clearly had profound impact not only in improving the animals within Kwara LPRES Project, but also in securing food and fueling economic growth.
And it has been discovered by the government and relevant stakeholders that livestock production as a money-spinning business holds a lot of unlimited potentials in creating jobs opportunities for a number of youths and women. A majority of them have discovered that through their participation in a lot of capacity building made available by LPRES to most of the beneficiaries in the state. So evidently, the government is encouraged, the private sector is encouraged, relevant stakeholders have been encouraged by the uptake of the impact of LPRES in improving the fortunes of livestock production and productivity, not only Kwara State, but in many parts of the country.
The years whereby the herders will stay many years in the bush, their children not having access to water, health facilities, and some other things, is in the past. And what that means is that if everybody has benefited, why should we stop it? So I don't see the program dying off, whether under this administration or even the coming administration. It may mutate.
Truly and surely, a visible and impactful transformation of Kwara's livestock sector is underway. The seeds of the remarkable success are deeply sown, promising a harvest of resilience, prosperity, and shared well-being for generations of pastoralists to come. Indeed, Kwara LPRES is working, and Nigeria is better for it.